Viserai is officially LL'd, and one of the first questions I asked myself is, where does that put Victor in the CC metagame? Now, the first, real follow-up question after that is, can Victor reliably beat Nu? In the past, Nu has been traditionally a bad matchup. Codex of Frailty, Beckoning Mistblade, them being able to use their hero ability to throw Cranial Crushes and Chokeslams and Macho Grandes at us is really not good for us. But as Victor, if we can use cards like Zealous Belting, Outmuscle, and Pummel to get ahead in the early game, we might be able to put them on the back foot enough so that we can close it out before they really start to abuse us in the late game. Thanks for stopping by, guys. I hope you enjoy the match. All right, we're playing against Nu, and we are going second, which is really nice. The idea of double Beckoning Mistblade is not great. I think this is just a free block with the Trounce here. I was like, if it works out for us, then that's great. But if it doesn't, then, oh well, it's turn 0. I actually really like this play. They're going to draw into the Venomous Bite. Okay. They're going to activate Mask here. I guess we can just get rid of the Debilitate. I really like the idea of being able to throw this Righteous Cleansing at them for 11. I think this is ultimately a good play pattern for us. I know that we're giving them the Disable and the Debilitate here, but I don't think we really have a better choice. Yeah, this is just too good. Throwing the Righteous Cleansing for 11 is just too solid here off the turn 0 Trounce. Getting these cards into their hand is awesome too. I really like this card at yellow. I just think this card fits so well into the Victor sideboard for this matchup, which I think we're going to be seeing a lot more of now that... I think we're going to be seeing a lot more of this. We're going to be seeing a lot more of this now that Viserai is gone. I think you'll be seeing a lot more Nu. All right, so we're just going to pitch everything to throw the Spinal Crush here. I think just continuing to be aggressive and pushing as much damage as we can. We've done a good job of, really getting on the offensive foot here to start the game out. And I think continuing to apply that pressure really any way that we can is great for us. Getting a Siren's Call out of their hand is absolutely amazing. You love to see that. We're going to go Golden Sun, then the Cranial Crush here. I think we'll just give them the Trounce here. I don't see a reason to give a card, to give one of my blues. Putting the Zealous Belting on the bottom is less than ideal. I would have liked to have drawn into it, but, it is what it is, unfortunately. Let's see. We have a... Oh, we don't know what's on top because we drew the Wallop. So Macho Grande feels kind of bad. And then the Rouse. I mean, those are two cards that I really don't want them to have. The Rouse doesn't really matter if they have it, but I would really like to have the Rouse on top of the deck. Oh, I guess they only had red options, so there was no way for them to gain a life there. Actually kind of nice for us. 2 Vigors and a Might. I mean, I guess we're just going to go ahead and throw this. I don't really know what else we're doing. We could crack gold to make some things happen here, but I think we'll just throw 10 at them. Or 11, I guess, because of the Might. I'm not really a huge fan of throwing Golden Sun this early. I would much rather try to close games out with it. I'm going to Arsenal the Wallop. We're just going to plan on crowning this away as soon as possible. Deciding if I want to block this or not. We'll just let this happen. We'll go to 36. There could be some rough things that come from us letting the Beckoning Mistblade hit. I'm pretty content with just blocking with my headpiece here. I really don't like giving up my headpiece, but I think it's in the best interest of what I'm trying to accomplish. Winning this Trounce would be really big for us as well. Okay, count your blessings, and then it's going to be pass. So I think we're just going to pitch the Macho Grande. Drawing into a Command and Conquer feels pretty sweet. I'm going to throw the Spinal Crush here for 9. We'll Arsenal the Command and Conquer and keep the Trounce in hand. Drawing, so if I had used the crown on the Beckoning Mistblade, it would have worked out a little bit better because I would have had the Trounce to block the Bonds of Attraction with. But ultimately, I think the way that our hand played out has worked out pretty well for us, put us in a pretty decent situation here. The question is going to be, can we fatigue them through the life gain? I think the answer is no. Most of the time, I think the answer is no to that, but we'll just block 5. And we do win the Trounce, so that works out really well for us. So let's find our best play here. I think we're going to go Rouse into Outmuscle into Command and Conquer. This might actually be an insane turn for us here. This turn's looking like it could be really good. So this is 8. We're not going to throw the Command and Conquer. I don't know. It's an interesting decision. Like, would I rather keep the Outmuscle for next turn, or should I just get aggressive with it? I think we should just throw it, right? I hate throwing the Command and Conquer at them when they don't have an arsenal. But honestly, the amount of value we get out of just continuing to push as much damage as possible is really good. Okay, so they're going to banish something. We don't have a blue, so it doesn't matter. Oh, I guess we had the Visit Goldmane Estate that we'd played. And I mean, it is a gold. It does give them the ability to play it for free and then use extra blues to be able to draw cards if they need to. So it's not nothing. They have a chi in hand. I think I'm just going to go ahead and throw this. Like, we've just set up an insanely good turn. It's 8 into 6 into 6. 20 points when you're playing Guardian is, like, never really a thing. So we're just going to take the value we can get right now. Don't be a blue on top. We're only on 27 blues in this matchup, or 28 blues. So seeing so many blues off the top like that is pretty unfortunate. We're actually on more reds and yellows than we are blues, which is hilarious to me. I think this is worth blocking 3. They might give it go again and play something else, but I think this is fine. They're just going to mask. I'll just banish the E-Strike here. This is okay with me. Keeping the Goldmane Estate is really where I want to be on this turn. We're currently up 19 points. We've had a very, very aggressive start to this game. So getting the mites and the golds, like, this is all very good for us. I would rather throw Hammer for 4 than keep this in my hand. Because I can't Arsenal of this. I don't want to take an intellect penalty here. And we have Sink Belows. We've seen all of our Trounces, but we have 2 more Tests of Strengths and 3 Sink Belows we haven't seen yet. So I think we're better off to just pitch this and come in for 4. Our opponent doesn't necessarily have to block anything here, but I definitely think this is a better play. Yeah, we draw the Sink Below. So, Bonds of Agony. It's kind of obnoxious. If I block Enlightened Strike and Gauntlets, I'm basically blocking 5, which means if they go to 10, we're in not a great spot because of the Justinic, and we've only seen 1 so far, so it stands to be pretty reasonable they have one. Well, I've seen 2, actually. I think we're going to play it like this, and then if I have to, I'll pitch the Goldmane Estate to Quickdodge Flexors to stay alive here. But blocking with the Gauntlets of Iron Will is basically like blocking 5 on this. I mean, if they just decide to give go again, I'm actually okay with this. So it goes to 8. And then I'm going to play Sink Below. I don't think I'm going to put anything on the bottom. They could do other stuff here, but I don't think I'm going to put anything on the bottom. Them going back to 16 is definitely obnoxious, but okay. Are you going to give me the arousing wave to be able to let this hit? They want to be able to Fang Strike the next thing? Okay, I mean, this is not ideal for us, but this is fine. Leave no witnesses, and they have the Fang Strike in hand. Interesting choice. So I'm going to get a... I like the idea. we're not gonna keep whatever it is, so we're just gonna get a yellow or a red here. And then we will discard the Rouse. I think I'm supposed to... Yeah, that was a mistake. I should have kept the Rouse and discarded the Goldmane Estate. I think would have been better. I really don't understand why they activated the arm piece at all there. I should have kept the Rouse, one, because it's a really good card late game, and two, because it would have made our hammer be for... Or no, I guess it wouldn't have mattered. It wouldn't have mattered. The Rouse doesn't matter, I guess. I'm sorry. I'm thinking of Titan's Fist here. But still, I think that the Rouse... It depends on how well we're able to keep Tunic throughout the game. Rouse might have had more upside later in the game. I like being able to go 7 into something else. And there's potentially a turn where they have little disruption because of Count Your Blessings or anything else. So maybe Goldmane Estate's better, but having the Rouse is like almost guaranteed 7 value. This is a card off the top of our deck, plus probably 5 to 6 mites, depending on how the game plays out. So I don't know. It's a balancing act to decide from. Well, this is a very interesting hand. So they're going to crack the gold first. It does give them the extra resource here in case they need it for anything, so it's not a bad play. I would really like to be able to block with Test of Strength and Sink Below this turn if I can. An ideal play would be that I get to block with Test of Strength, Sink Below, I rip into a blue, I can throw Command and Conquer and threaten the Pummel. I think we have to take this. There's always just the chance that they do nothing but play. They do nothing but play a Count Your Blessings after this. So they like throw Mistblade and then play Count Your Blessings. It's possible, but I don't think I can give up Test of Strength on the levels of Enlightenment. It's not relevant enough for us to hit here. Yeah, I just don't think I can give up my Test of Strength here. Although, admittedly, we have not seen any Pummels yet, which is a little concerning. I'm just going to block with the Test of Strength, and hopefully we do hit a Pummel. I do think we're going to target us and put that on the bottom. The Thunk is actually a really big win here. Yeah, Count Your Blessings to gain 4, go to 17. And then we're going to throw Command and Conquer for 7. And we are going to be threatening Pummel, which I love. I absolutely love this turn. I love this play. 7 is very awkward on Command and Conquer specifically. And we are threatening Pummel. And showing that we put one to the bottom probably means that we are okay. It shows that we probably had one in hand. Now, it could just be that we wanted to win the clash, but I think that putting that on the bottom could represent that we have it here. Okay, so they just take 4 down to 18. There's only 2 Count Your Blessings left. I'm going to Arsenal the Sink Below here, and now we do have the Command and Conquer Pummel. They've played... If you click on this, will it show it to you? No, you have to look. Okay, so they only have reds left. So, yeah, they only have reds left. I think we'll just throw Command and Conquer, pitching the Righteous Cleansing. There is a world where we could... There's a world here where we potentially keep the Righteous Cleansing for next turn. Very, very thankful that we did not. This is going to be a very, very bad second cycle hand here. Probably should have kept the Test of Strength, I guess, would have been okay, because how we're pitching is very awkward here. We could have cracked a gold, I suppose. Keeping the Test of Strength probably would have been better here. I just pitched my red cards quickly there, not thinking about it. Yeah, immediately punished for our decision. Immediately punished. They have a Command and Conquer. That feels so bad here. I was like, I don't think they can decide how they want to pitch. They're probably going to play Command and Conquer and Count Your Blessings is going to be my guess, and then they're going to Arsenal. I'm actually just going to go to 20, and then they're going to gain 7, go to 16, and then we're going to attempt to throw Outmuscle into Hammer for 6 using our Tunic, and we'll just Arsenal the Sink Below here. It doesn't feel great to let this happen, but I think it's the correct play. Okay, well, the good news is that they only have 8 more life they can gain. It's possible we're supposed to pitch the Golden Sun first. Like, we're supposed to overpitch Golden Sun and the Cranial here, in case they do have a 6 to be able to block this with. Thankfully, this lines up pretty well with our Test of Strength we just put on the bottom. If we go Cranial Crush into Golden Sun, we should reveal the Golden Sun here on our second cycle back through our clashes. But I like having the Arsenal Sink Below here. It protects us from Codex, which we've only seen 1 of. There is 1 more Count Your Blessings, so they're basically sitting at 18 right now. They can't decide how they want to block. Interesting. Well, we know they have a Surgical Extraction and a Hiss. So they have a Hiss and an unknown card at hand, and then a card in Arsenal. And we're just going to Arsenal the Sink Below here and set up for next turn. I don't need this, so I think I'm pretty comfortable just blocking with it here. Although, this definitely feels like another Codex into Command and Conquer. That's exactly what this feels like right now. They don't have any cards in hand, so it can't be like a Chi for some nonsense here. Yep. Red, hook, line, and sinker. And then we're going to overpitch for hammer here. Just keeping our setup. I think protecting our Sink Below is pretty important. We're going to throw Anothos for 5, which is not really that great of a play. Right now, we are winning the card advantage battle as far as our decks are concerned, but that can very quickly shift with a couple of new activations, a couple of mask activations. It can also change with a couple of, or with their last Count Your Blessings. There's a lot that can happen here. Homage. They have Homage and Preserve Tradition. What did they put a Codex back in their deck? Okay. So they go down to 9, but that doesn't really matter because they're basically just sitting at 17. We pretty much just have to play that way at all times, in my opinion. I can't play the game like they're at 9. We have to play the game like they are sitting at 17. Because at some point it will show up. I think I want to block with the Flexors here, to be honest. It's kind of aggressive to block with the Flexors here, but I think it's what we want to do. And we can pitch the Cranial Crush just so that they can't try to rip it from our hand. Anytime they have 3 to 4 cards in hand and they lead on Beckoning Mistblade, it 100% makes me want to block. They keep hitting blues off the top of our deck, which is unfortunate considering how few of them we play. Block 5. And then we can overpitch to hammer. That's fine. We'll banish the Golden Sun. I hate getting rid of it, but I don't want to give them another blue. So we're going to use Flexors here to put them... We're going to take 2 down to 17. And then we'll just swing hammer here. Our Quickdodge Flexors was a 1-card 4. So it was basically like an extra sink below or a test of strength here. Except we were able to use it effectively against the Beckoning Mistblades. So that felt pretty clean that turn to be able to have that. This is a decent hand. I would like to be able to keep this hand to get aggressive with. They might have another Chi. I think I'm going to take the Mistblade here. We've seen all their Command and Conquers, and there are 2 Codexes left, if I remember correctly. Because they've played 2, but they put 1 back into their deck. So there's 2 left. I don't think I'm gonna block this. Could be like the last Tunic here. I don't think they blocked with it, but I'm pretty interested in just giving up the sink below. I will put one of my wallops to the bottom. Drawing into a blue Thunk is less than ideal. We might be cracking some gold here. We have 4 of them, so I think we can stand to crack a couple, like 1 or 2 of them. Probably 1 safe. Using 1 of them is pretty safe. Okay, they make this play. We're just going to banish the wallop. This is fine. Since they took that out of our hand, we are no longer going to crack the gold. Although we will have the resource floating. I guess we could. It's worth it just to see what we hit here, I think. Having the Spinal Crush is pretty good. So we're just going to go Zealous Belting for 5 into the Hammer for 6. Probably eat a defense reaction here, and then I'm guessing a card or 2 from hand. They have to be aware of their life total at this point in the game. They can't just play for free, so they do have to be a little careful here. I think that's all of our sink belows. We have some, I think we have 2 Trounces. I'm sorry, I think we have 2 Test of Strengths left in our deck that we had to pitch awkwardly. So there's still 2 more in our deck somewhere. If they go to 2, they have the Count Your Blessings 100%. So they have something they're going to do in the Count Your Blessings. I was like, there's no world they take that kind of risk if they didn't. With Spinal Crush, I think I can safely block with the Chokeslam here because the Test of Strength kind of bails me out. I'm not going to say it does, but it kind of bails me out here. I think this is a fine Tunic block. They clearly want to activate new and make something happen here. How many Tunics have they played? Really? There's only 1 been played? No, there's 2. There's 2 so far? I mean, it's a little bit of a risky decision here to just block 4. We have a Spinal Crush. So if I pitch Disable to crack a gold, I'll have 1 floating. I'll play the Goldmane Estate. I think we're just gonna... What did they have on top? I mean... I think we're gonna hope there's a yellow or a blue on top of our deck here. I really don't want them to banish this. Now this definitely makes our decision easier. We're gonna banish the... I guess we'll give them the Thunder Quake here. 8 is more damage, but it's also easier for us to contend with. Okay. If I crack a gold and play the Goldmane Estate, and I don't draw into a blue, this is where remembering your pitch stack is very important. it could hurt us. And there's another test of strength in there somewhere. There's actually a very weird all red hand in there. I think we're just going to swing the hammer. They're probably just going to give us a defense reaction. Yeah. It's like they're just going to give us the shelter that we knew was on top. We weren't getting any more cards than the shelter to begin with, so it was going to be the Pummel, which was going to be less than ideal. So many chi at this point. Think we're gonna block the Mistblade. We could take a more greedy line where we decide to keep the Pummel and just try to get him. But I don't know. That does not feel correct to me. I'm worried we have to take this one. I'm worried that we are just forced into a situation where we have to take this one and we don't have a choice. Well, the good news is that they've already played the path well traveled. Like, they're... that's fine. The fact that they don't have their leg piece available to them is very convenient for us. I think we're just going to have to block with the Righteous Cleansing. Now, I'm afraid that our hand on top is like all reds, and we might just be up a creek here. The Test of Strength. Oh, that's so bad, because it means the Pummel's on top. And I really can't afford to pitch this. But if I draw into the Pummel, then I'm doing nothing. This is why I should have pitched the Sink Below and kept the Test of Strength earlier in the game. There's not been a reason for them to shuffle or mix anything up, so we're just going to draw. If we crack the gold, we draw into this Pummel, and we just have nothing to do. And I don't know if there's a world where we're able to come back around. We pitched a blue after that, so it would be crack a gold into the Pummel, and then we pitch both of our cards to crack a gold into the blue after that, I'm pretty sure. And we can swing this for 6. And now the next card on top of our deck is a Golden Sun. It's Golden Sun red, I think. I can't remember. I know it's Golden Sun and then a red something, I'm pretty sure. It might be Golden Sun and then a blue. It might be the other Cranial Crush after the Golden Sun. I think it's Golden Sun red into the Cranial Crush is our next 3 cards. I can't remember after that. I just remember the Test of Strength and the Pummel all felt so bad. The Test of Strength is going to be good if we can survive long enough to get back around to it. That whole sequence of events just really did not pan out our way. Going to give us Mask and go to 1. I mean, I think if you have something to do, I think this is a really good play, because it's very clear that so it's Golden Sun and then double Cranial Crush. Starting by cracking the silver is not where I thought that would have went, but if we can get to their turn with 2 cards, we probably win the game by throwing 13 at them. I don't know that we can. So let's go again, draw card. I mean, we have to block this. We have to block this, unfortunately. That's just game. Yep. Big Sag. Man. This was a close one. We almost got there. This is such a tough matchup, and I feel like we gave them a good run, but we just fell short in the end. This game started out really well for me. We won a Trounce on turn 0. We hit him with a Righteous Cleansing. We went Zealous Belting and a Spinal on turn 2. And then on turn 3, things took a little bit of a turn. Throwing the Golden Sun at them for 11 was very powerful, but it didn't really offer any disruption or force them into making awkward decisions. And then the thing that I think I messed up on was arsenaling my Wallop. I really think this just wasn't the best play. It forced me into using my Crown of Providence. It's also worth noting that if I had crowned one attack earlier, I would have drawn into a Trounce, which would have worked out really well. Now, the turn ended up not being that bad, but I do think that giving up the value of Crown of Providence as early as turn 4 did put me in an awkward spot. On my opponent's turn 6, they activate Mask of Recurring Nightmares, and I banish the Enlightened Strike from my hand, leaving myself with a blue disable and a Visit the Goldmane Estate. I think that keeping the Visit the Goldmane Estate was a better play than keeping the E-Strike. 1, because I didn't want them to have another blue, and 2, because I wanted the value of being able to swing Hammer for 6 and create a bunch of mites. Drawing into the Test of Strength was really unfortunate. It did not allow us to throw Hammer for 6 like basically any other red would. Well, Spinal Crush, things like that would have worked out better for us. But the Test of Strength was a really awkward draw. We couldn't even arsenal it to set up for a crown play on the following turn because I'd already given it up. So drawing into the Test of Strength was really unfortunate, and I think was really the first time in the game where the wind kind of got knocked out of my sails. On turn 15, I thought there was a chance we were going to be able to turn the game around. We ended up cracking a gold with the 2 extra resources we had, drew into a Spinal Crush, and then I was able to go Zealous Belting, use the Tunic counter to be able to throw Anothos for 6, and still get pretty good value trying to strip multiple cards from their hand, as they were at 9 life with 1 Count Your Blessings left. And setting up the Spinal Crush in Arsenal's not a bad place to be. It just didn't work out the turns following that turn. Turn 17 was really the nail in the coffin there. We ended up playing Visit Goldmane Estate and drawing into Test of Strength. I could have pitched the Test of Strength to throw a Nothos for 4, but I think using the gold and then pitching the Pummel and the Test of Strength to draw into the blue ended up working out better because 6 is more than 4. And we still only got 1 card out of their hand there because they gave us the Mask of Recurring Nightmares. But I think we're supposed to try and throw Hammer for 6 because it gives us a higher potential upside. But after that, they had 3 cards, a card in Arsenal, and they were just able to close it out from there. Guys, if you see anything you think I missed, let me know in the comments down below. I'd love to hear about it. If you enjoyed the video, be sure to like and subscribe for more content. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. Take it easy, guys.